It's maddening, isn't it? You scroll through endless listings, see a sleek scooter that promises ultimate freedom, picture yourself gliding down the sidewalk, and then the moment it arrives the steering feels stiff, the battery barely lasts a block, or the seat is a hard slab. You're left wondering if you just tossed money into a marketing promise. That hesitation is real, especially when you're looking at a mobility scooter that's supposed to support up to 400 pounds and still feel sporty. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's talk about the Pride Victory LX Sport Mobility Scooter and the ultimate kit that comes with it. First off, this isn't a budget-enough medical device you'll see in a clinic hallway. Pride markets it as a sport model, which means they've tried to blend the sturdiness you need for daily mobility with a dash of personality, 2 color options, a lower profile frame, and a seat that feels more like a lounge chair than a hospital chair. The biggest question is whether that blend actually works in the kinds of scenarios most users face: grocery trips, short errands, a quick ride to a senior center, or just cruising around the neighborhood. Who should consider the Victory LX? If you're someone who weighs under 400 pounds, needs a scooter for everyday independence, and you live in a suburban or small-town environment with relatively smooth sidewalks and paved paths, this model checks a lot of boxes. The included accessories, a rear basket, a front storage tray, and a set of LED lights mean you won't have to hunt for add-ons later. The rugged tires and advanced suspension are more than just buzzwords. They really make a difference when you're navigating a cracked sidewalk or a slight curb. I've seen a few owners describe the ride as surprisingly smooth when they transition from pavement to a gravel driveway, and that's because the suspension isolates the bumps rather than throwing them straight into the seat. Now, who should probably skip it? If you live in a city where you'll be weaving through tight indoor spaces, the scooter's overall footprint might feel bulky. It's designed with a wider wheelbase for stability at higher speeds, which is great for outdoor confidence but can make tight turns in narrow hallways a bit of a choreography. Also, if you're looking for a device that can handle steep hills or you need a range that stretches beyond a couple of hours of continuous use, the Victory LX's battery life isn't the star of the show. Pride doesn't publish exact mileage numbers for this model, and user anecdotes suggest you'll comfortably cover a few miles on a charge, but you'll want to plan for a recharge if you're thinking of longer excursions. Let's dig into the practical strengths. The first thing most owners notice is the intuitive control panel. The throttle is positioned right where your hand naturally rests, and the speed settings are clearly labeled. There's a customized performance knob that lets you dial the scooter's acceleration to feel more gentle or more responsive, which is a nice touch if you're new to powered mobility or if you have a partner who might share the ride. The seat itself is padded with a high-density foam that doesn't flatten after a few weeks, and the backrest angle is adjustable, so you can find a comfortable riding posture for a quick trip to the mailbox or a longer 45-minute outing. The suspension system, paired with the 10-inch pneumatic tires, does the heavy lifting when the road gets uneven. In real-world testing, a ride over a typical suburban sidewalk with a few cracks and a small pothole felt almost as smooth as a car on a well-paved street. The tires also provide better traction when the weather turns wet, reducing the slip risk that's common with smaller, solid rubber wheels on cheaper scooters. That kind of confidence can be a game changer for someone who's been hesitant to leave the house because of fear of a sudden loss of control. On the flip side, the scooter's weight is something to keep in mind. Fully assembled, it's on the heavier side, which means you'll likely need help lifting it into a van or a truck for storage. The manufacturer does include a foldable steering column, but the frame itself doesn't fold, so you're looking at a vehicle that needs a dedicated spot in your garage or a curbside parking space. If you're renting an apartment or living in a tight-sized home, the storage requirement could become a practical hurdle. Another hidden trade-off is the battery charging time. The charger that comes with the Ultimate Kit is standard for most mobility scooters, and you'll need about 8 hours to reach a full charge from empty. That's fine if you charge it overnight and start each day fully powered, but it does mean you can't rely on a quick top-up during a midday break. Some competitors offer rapid charge options, but they usually come at a premium price. The Victory LX is positioned more as a reliable, everyday tool rather than a high-performance sprint machine. Value.